Here we go. All right, let's do it. Actually, let me change my shit roll real quick. My title and stuff. Backrooms. And we'll do this. New backrooms. Hell yeah. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's a separate video I stream almost nightly. You should come and hang out. All the cool kids are doing it. You want to be cool, don't you? Right? So stupid. Okay, let's go. Hell yeah. All right, let's go. What do we got, Kane? Mark.
14C 19 now being held at gunpoint by a hostile. I repeat, please send immediate armed support to room 14C of your phone.
Okay, so this, they're picking up a recording from the last video where they saw that guy getting shot, and there's some kind of temporal bullshit going on here, and we know that too, because we've heard broadcasts. I think it's called, shit, I forgot what it's called, where he goes and finds that house, that like makeshift outside area with the house. We hear some like Kennedy stuff, and then some Cuba stuff that like happened in 2009, and canonically I believe this takes place in the early 90s. So let's see. Okay, there's the shot. Okay. Yeah, he fucked up. He fucked up. Fucked around and found out. We've never seen someone, like, die here. This is fucking weird. Oh shit. Is that the dude that... That's the dude that shot it, right? He ran away. They like faked his death. Oh fuck. Okay. Oh shit. So this guy, if you're not aware, there was another video where he, I believe this is correct, where he goes and he goes in the back rooms with his group, and then he hears some, like, it sounded like a cafeteria of people or something, and he took a turn around a corner to like go see what it was, and then something happened and he was alone. And you know, most people believe that that's like some sort of jump time shift, and we don't know if he's just been living out there, I guess so, or like when it happened, and then he found his old colleagues in the last video, and he's going fucking ape shit and shot one of them. So it's the backstory. And sorry, I keep pausing it. But the guy that did that, they actually held like a mock funeral, like a faux funeral, false funeral, and something. We got some backstory in the hidden video where it was this vineyard that burned down in California, and I guess they blamed that for causing his death, which wasn't actually real. And here we are now. Sorry, I'll shut the fuck up. Fuck, god damn it. I will be uploading this to YouTube as its own separate video. So, oh shit, he is like fucking hauling. God damn. He is getting the fuck out of. God damn. I would be winded. I cannot run for the fucking life of me at all. Okay. Okay. He is shutting the door. There's a bunch of cuts to black here.
Regarding the numerous inconveniences caused by our decision to keep you here overnight. Now, it appears that the situation has reached a point of some stability. We're still looking into a few things, but I feel that we can now properly address what occurred without running into speculation. What happened last night should not have happened. Not here.
So I guess that guy got out of the back rooms, and I don't know what that shutting door was that looked like a blast door from Star Wars or something, or maybe it was a big elevator. I'm not quite sure. I guess he got out, and that's interesting. If he did get out, because he's going to expose all this shit to the public.
Not with us. What occurred was a gross misunderstanding that was the result of some severe information mismanagement. Even now, I believe most of you still have an incomplete idea of what took place last night. Before I fill you in, I need to address the fact that there has been information deliberately withheld from many of you on the project. Now, these choices were not made lightly and were done for only the best of reasons. However, I want to make it abundantly clear that following the events of last night, it has been proven to us that that method of conducting ourselves was not viable. So, I'm coming to you now to correct this mistake and begin delivering the authentic order of events as we understand them. On the morning of March 1st, a team of 4 researchers was sent into the complex to conduct a routine layout analysis.
I believe this is what I was talking about.
Marvin Lee, Ronald McCarthy, and Peter Tench. At around 12:25 p.m., the group realized that they had lost track of Tench while traversing the previously accessed branch of hallways. As you'll recall, this prompted an immediate withdrawal of response back to standard, followed by several days of significant search efforts. However, those ultimately yielded nothing, and as far as any of us were concerned, Tench had simply vanished, leaving no physical trace.
Right.
Now, for obvious reasons, that wasn't something that we could disclose to the public, so roughly 2 weeks following his disappearance, our security team was forced to put together a more acceptable cause of death that would keep attention away from this institute and provide closure to the family. So, that is all close to common knowledge, I presume. Not all of you were with us at the time of the incident. However, you're certainly aware of the effects it has had on our internal procedures over the past few months. Regardless, that was where Tench's involvement in this came to an end. Or, at least, that's what we assumed. Because on May 8th, at approximately 5:30 p.m., a motion alert was sent out from the complex, which was closed off at the time. One of our senior engineers was sent down to assess the situation and discovered a male dressed in hazard gear who we were able to identify.
Right. That is shown in another video as well.
Immediately following this discovery, Tench was moved to a secure room on this floor where, over the following days, a select group of doctors were able to administer a panel of tests in order to determine what had happened to Peter in the 2 months he had been gone. Those tests yielded very little useful information. By all measures, Peter appeared to be in excellent health. However, we were still provided one very useful tool in understanding how the situation unfolded from his perspective. Some of you may recall that on the day of his disappearance, Tench was his team's designated camera operator. Well, when we recovered
Interesting.
him, he still had that camera in his possession.
Huh.
And in fact, had documented the entire ordeal.
Oh, shit.
The footage will be presented in its entirety later today. However, for the purpose of this discussion, I will only be highlighting key events. This is the hallway where Peter was last seen. They're not in view, but you can hear the others walking behind him. Now, as he approaches the bench on the right here, pay close attention to the audio.
Guys, can you hear this?
It's that cafeteria that I was talking about earlier.
Guys, can you hear this? Hey.
Yeah. Time jumper's something.
Save the discussion for afterwards, but what you just saw is what we believe to be the moment that Peter was instantaneously transported 2 months forward in time.
2 months? 3 months?
Following that abrupt flash, you just saw Tench proceeds back out to the hallway in search of his team, but it was without any indication of their presence. The next 30 or so minutes of the tape follow a fairly panicked Tench as he attempts to navigate his way back to the thresholds. He does obviously find his way back. However, the threshold appears not as he knows it, but as it appeared on the date of May 8th. And this ties us back to the moment when we recovered him.
Right.
So, to summarize, from his point of view, he had only been inside the complex for several hours. So to him, all of the new developments surrounding the threshold were completely foreign. Luckily, though, as I already mentioned, there were people available to manage the situation as it unfolded. And over the course of the following days, we were able to properly sit down with Peter and work with him to gain a collective understanding of what had happened. However, there was
That's
a
interesting.
significant fact that Mr. Tench was considered legally deceased as a result of the cover story, and reversing that would be no easy feat. He understood this and was willing to cooperate while we looked for a way to reintegrate him without raising suspicion.
So, fuck, never mind. I'm not going to say anything until we watch the rest.
Unfortunately, though, that process ended up taking quite a bit longer than we had anticipated. And all the while, Peter was sucked out here, waiting directly by. We did our best to keep him engaged, but it is hard to combat the effects of prolonged sensory deprivation on the human brain. And as a result, Peter's mental state took a toll. Not to a degree
Oh, shit.
quite concerning at first, but around the end of week 2, we noticed that he was starting to exhibit a number of behaviors common in patients diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia.
Okay.
Though we don't have reason to believe that Mr. Tench was afflicted with that condition. Whatever the case, while he didn't express it outright, from what we could gather, he appeared to have deluded himself into believing that he was still inside some sort of illusion.
So, Kane Pixels is not one to forego even a fucking section of a screen that doesn't mean anything. He's very meticulous, and he's only 17, and he's got a very good life ahead of him for what he's done. I just wanted to pause to see if anything seems to be any kind of familiar to me. Because this right here looks like moon phases, but probably not. And then we have omega symbols here, omega meaning the end. Pretty interesting. And these numbers, I'm not quite sure. They wouldn't be anything like binary, obviously. Sorry, I just wanted to get a quick overview, see if anything jumps out. This may be over here I don't know. Immediately a date comes to mind. Let's see, 9960, maybe raised to a particular power. Okay.
Created by the complex,
Fine.
and that we were secretly looking to do him harm. This all came to a head on the night of the 22nd, when, while Tench was finally about to be transferred to a temporary above-ground residence, He broke away from us and, using stolen credentials, forced his way back into the complex.
Oh.
He would go undiscovered until just last night.
Oh.
He ambushed and violently attacked Team B in room 14C.
Wow. Okay. So they did take him out, quarantined him, then he went insane, got somebody's credentials, and went back into the back rooms, like willingly. Maybe he was called there, or perhaps he was afflicted with that. We believe the community, the YouTube community believes it's some sort of like mold virus, possibly, that takes over a person's body, similar to The Last of Us, the cordyceps stuff. We may be dealing with something like that, and the mold, quote unquote, wants to go back to the back rooms, possibly because it's the best way that it can thrive in whatever situation it is, like if it is taking over his body. I'm not sure. That's interesting, though.
Leaving Dr. Bloom in critical condition. We can presume that during the Jerusalem days Tench spent in the complex, he let go of the idea that he could somehow escape through an alternate threshold, but still held on to the belief that all of us here were working to trap him in some way, despite our actions saying exactly the opposite.
Well, you did fake his death,
Immediately
so...
after firing a single shot from the Remington 870 to Dr. Bloom's side, Tench fled the scene and headed to the threshold outpost, where he would turn the weapon on several more of you while progressing to standard and through the lower offices.
I believe this is new material that we don't know. That hasn't been in a previous video, I think. I'm probably wrong, but...
Given the abrupt and chaotic nature of the unfolding situation, it took our security team several moments longer than it ideally should have to figure out what was happening. But thankfully, while Tench was passing through one of the empty labs next to storage, Dr. Maxwell was able to act quickly and managed to disarm him, accidentally discharging the weapon into the ceiling in the process.
So that doesn't make sense to me. I mean, obviously, this is all a big mystery. It's something fun to look at. But so he escaped earlier whenever they took him into quarantine. He exhibited schizophrenia. Then he escaped going to the back rooms. And then my idea was that the back rooms is a good environment for whatever the fuck takes over people's bodies, and that's what we're assuming, to thrive. But he wants to go back out. They said he possibly wanted to be going through a different threshold. Possibly, maybe he thinks that different doorways lead to different times. Possibly. But then he ran back to the same threshold. The doorway from our reality to the back rooms. So, like, that's weird. That doesn't make sense to me, because if he went to the back rooms, I don't know, maybe the mold or whatever germinated on him, or lack of a better word, germinated. That's all I can think of. Because then he wanted to go back out into the real world, but from the same place that he came in. I don't know, this is very odd, strange.
However, Tench still managed to avoid apprehension, fleeing into the maintenance wing and evading our security staff by taking the freight elevator to the surface.
Okay, it's an elevator. Gotcha.
Now, this situation could have played out very badly, given the potential number of witnesses around the building at the time.
Yeah.
But luckily for everyone involved, as far as we can tell, Tench was not noticed as he exited the property. Around 5 minutes later, our security team made it to the ground floor and began a thorough sweep in the direction of the hillside where camera...
Hold on.
Tench was not badly, given the potential number of witnesses around the building at the time. But luckily for everyone involved, as far as we can tell, Tench was not noticed as he exited the property.
Oh,
Around 5 minutes
he wasn't
later,
noticed.
Our security team made it to the ground floor and began a thorough sweep in the direction of the hillside where...
Sorry, I'm eating. I didn't have dinner. I'm done, though.
Now, there's no easy way to say this other than to just say it. I am terribly sorry to inform you all, but Mr. Tench was found deceased halfway down the hillside. The result
Ow.
of an extreme blow to the head.
So he's found dead after escaping down, what does it say, halfway down the hillside. How, like, do they have a body to show? It's interesting.
It appears
I don't know if I believe any of that.
while he was running through some brush, he failed to anticipate a sudden dip in the ground and tragically fell forward into a large rock. Given the circumstances, it was not something any of us could have anticipated or prevented. The tragedy of the entire situation undoubtedly remains, but Dr. Tench, regardless of how troubled he was in his final days,
If the wind is right, you can sail away.
was a brilliant man who gave his all to this project.
Tench.
Would certainly not want us hindering it in his name.
I don't think he's dead.
Is so much bigger than any one person. It is the work of a unified effort, and we need to ensure that that is never lost sight of. That we hold on to the pre-established notion that Peter is and has been deceased. That is done, and there is nothing more to be extracted.
Whoa, that was some shit.
Extracted.
Okay, we got a syringe. It looks like it has black shit in it. Could be the mold. I don't know. Spores in some sort of solution. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Going frame by frame here. Okay, we have that mysterious like green yellow kind of neon glow here. I don't know what's at the bottom. Interesting. Yeah, these are literally frame shots, one frame. Shots, excuse me. Okay, it's some kind of vapor wavy shit. Okay. And is that him? Is that him getting away? Huh. Interesting.